Alright, welcome back to Apollo Justice. Last time, we'd figure out the debacle with these poker chips, and now we're just gonna continue and see where it leads. Yarr! No, Mr. Reilly. You must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the scene of the crime. Weren't you? Don't let that lobster drop on the floor, that's valuable now. Order! Order! It appears our defendant has lost his motive, and Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened. We must now ask ourselves whether we can trust the witness's testimony hello? Yes? Excuse me, what is it, Mr. Reilly? I didn't want to be saying this, but actually, you see, see what, Mr. Reilly? What do we see? In the last 10, there was cheating? A cheat? You don't mean a trick? Wait, or do you mean a scam? They're all the same thing. Yes, there was cheat in the last hand. That is why I came into chips as they are. Great, just great. First way of lying, now cheating. Well, this case has certainly taken a turn. For the interesting. Witness, you will testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating in the final hand. The final hand. The last hand, both men had full house. There's 4 of each card in deck, from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. The next moment, the game becomes argument. The defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in his hand. Poor Mr. Smith. Is really? Why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? I thought I smelled a cover up here. Well, folks, time to throw back the covers. The full house is a very high-scoring hand. Not easy to make in my experience. That alone is enough to suspect less than scrupulous tactics. Mr. Gavin? What's a full house? Lawyers these days, you don't know your poker. I can't say that bodes well for your case or career. What is this, some kind of secret court poker ring? We just got through smuggling rings. I don't need poker rings. Justice? You know the terms 1 pair, 2 pair, and 3 of a kind, yes? Yeah, no problem. 2 cards are the same number make a pair, and 3 make 3 of a kind. Good, now picture a hand with a pair and 1 3 of a kind. That's a full house. Doesn't sound very easy to make, does it? You see your pitcher's hand in this photo. Wow, they both do full houses. We forget there's an easy way to make a full house. And go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat. The defense may question the witness. You did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? That's true. That's true. How is it clear? Well, the defendant... He played a 5th ace. A 5th ace. I still remember both hands very well. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. And Mr. Wright's 2. Obviously cheating was afoot. Perhaps I should say a hand. Your Honor, perhaps subscribe to the testimony, if that Mr. Payne's joke. Very well. Please add this detail to her testimony, please. No, wait. No, that's wrong. No. You're wrong. You're wrong! The prison witness is mistaken. Mistaken? But my name... Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts your citing testimony. That's the photo of the chips, isn't it? Justice? Perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point to your point. Yes, please point out the contradiction in this photo. The particular point is the fact that there isn't a 3rd ace over here. Take that. Mr. Reilly, in your testimony, you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. As you can clearly see, the victim's hand only had 2 aces. Eek! The witnesses are simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace in question. Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's his 5th ace? I see cheating, alright. It's going on right here in this courtroom. 2 aces in each player's hands. It does make 4 aces total. Hardly proof of cheating. Wait, please! It is true! I have seen it! The 5th ace! It was cheating, I swear you! That's odd. She must be lying, yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day. Why to trust her instincts? Mr. Gavin? Who knows what lies in store for us to trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion. What might that be, Mr. Gavin? If you don't mind, perhaps you might examine the actual cards. The cards? Mr. Payne? Yes? Players' hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court. Very well, the prosecution will submit the evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or the defendant's cards? These cards don't prove cheating was going on, nothing will. Well, the victim's hands changed, so... It was the victim's hand that changed over the course of the witness's testimony. Let's request time to examine Mr. Smith's cards. Very well. Mr. Payne, you would... Very well. Receive new evidence, victim's hand. Time is wasted, get to it. Sure. Are you gonna do it for me? Oh, you're gonna make me do it. Okay. Very well. When examining evidence, be sure to view it from all sides and angles. Use the dials in the evidence viewer. That should give you a better perspective. Okay. Oh. Oh, look at that. That's a blue card. What? Your Honor, look at this. One of the victim's cards. The deck is a different color. That's impossible. But I put the card in Mr. Fate's hand. What was that? Is it really? No, yeah, I mean, I knew this, Your Honor. Mr. Gavin, yes? Tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat as poker? To cheat? I'll tell you. One really needs a friend. A comrade, shall we say. The dealer. Wait, so you mean... This witness, Miss Reilly, she's the cheater. Professional advisor. No! Don't let that lobster drop, it's very important. Order! Order! Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. I mean, her mistake, not anything else. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard. That's impossible. But I put that card in Mr. Right's hand. There you go, Miss Ogre really aspired to cheat, not with my client, but with the victim. Mr. Shady Smith, as everything goes crazy. Oh! Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim. What? Wait, you don't mean... The defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Ogre, really, are you? Time for justice. There are 3 people in the room at the time of the incident. And if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means... I am. Defense accused the witness, Miss Ogre, really, of the murder. Eek! Oh, she fainted. The lobster's fine, though. Everything's good. Mr. Payne, where's your witness? Miss Ogre, really? It appears she's lost, consciousness, Your Honor. Mr. Justice, Your Honor. Seems you presented a new possibility to the court. One suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith. And that means? This court cannot pronounce a verdict for the victim at this time. What? I did it. Held out. I see no point in prolonging the trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further inquiries. Phoenix! Why you objected now? Mr. Wright, you can end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet. What nonsense is the defendant spewing now? One of those cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means? What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous! Mr. Payne, you of all people should know. Mr. Wright is a talent for the ridiculous. That's true. Or should we get to the bottom of things? Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night. What do you guys say, Phoenix? As I said before, we alternated between two decks of cards that night. As I said before, the two decks at the club have different colored backs, blue and red. One color per deck. Why use different colored backs? If we use the same color, two decks might get mixed. Use different colors and they still got mixed up. Use the red deck for the last game. I see, but that's odd. For some reason, I have the impression that you were using the blue cards. Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards. Whatever. In the end, one wrong card and the wrong color got into the mix, which means there was cheating. Yes, the card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yet, this card raises two serious questions. Apollo? Yes? Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think. In the last game, when was the card swapped? When? There are three broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder. Well, yeah, thanks for the news bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course it was swapped. Oh? Might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne, or it might not be. Hey! I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the card was swapped? Well, Aurelie said she's put it in Phoenix's hand. So I guess that was in the last hand? So it would then have to be switched after the murder, I think. Perhaps it happened after the murder. What's that? Ridiculous. What's the point of cheating after the hands have been thrown? That's silly. Yes, but tell me, how do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible. Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible. Oh, even the backs of the cards are a different color. If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time. Ah, quite true. That would mean the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown. After the murder. Yes, okay, this is going past silly and going straight on to crazy. I ask you, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that? Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us. There's another. Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped a red card for a blue card? Who? The game and murder is done. The victim is dead. Only two remain in the room. Alive, that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, our witness, Ogre Ridley. Yes, who has swapped a red card for the blue? Oh, really? Why, it must have been Ogre Ridley who swapped the cards. She was trying to cover up the evidence of cheating. That does make some sense. Hold it! Why are you holding me? Sorry, but there's a problem with that explanation. What? Huh? The card was from the wrong deck. Yes, the blue card was stuck into a red hand. Mixing a card from the wrong deck, when the backs are different colors. Remember that you're talking about Ogre Ridley. She was the dealer. Who would think she would have to make such a novice mistake? Actually, I have trouble imagining even the judge making that mistake. Give it a little more thought, Apollo. Right. Well, Phoenix wouldn't do it, obviously. I guess somebody else? The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Ogre Ridley either. What are you suggesting? That's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As a defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Mr. Ridley at this point. Yes, I know. But she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong color card. Whether the game was swapped during... If the card was swapped during the game would be obvious. Something you'd like to share with the court, Mr. Wright. Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking how much fun this all is. Fun? How about confusing? I've got already what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. The one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant. It wasn't Mr. Reilly. Then who was it? Yeah, well, that is the question, isn't it? Precisely. Huh? I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction. A new direction? We'll find that, indeed, after the murder. Someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hand. And that someone made two critical mistakes. I'm sure you're going to tell us that the first was swapping the wrong color card. Because the one who did the swap didn't know two colors of cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card. Right. The person placed the fifth ace with the king. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting it to be a fifth ace after all. They knew that the game had been run with the full house. They picked up a king from the table and swapped it in. But there's one problem. According to our case where the person didn't exist. True, not until now, but you have to admit the possibility of a fourth person. Though it's more than possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime. What? I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials. This is ridiculous, Mr. Wright. Yep, he does. The trial is proceeded on one central assumption, namely, that at the time of the incident, there were only 3 people in that room. I believe this new evidence, Salisha, overturns that assumption. The problem is you chose to conceal this information from the court. I suppose it is a problem, yes. Court is adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during this recess. Certainly, Your Honor. Very well, the trial will resume in 20 minutes. April 20, 11:52 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth? Well, no. I think you would know the answer to that. Being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I have no time for mysteries. I only ask that you leave the defending to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee our outcome. I see you haven't mellowed out one bit, Christoph. Justice? Yes, sir. The judge summoned me to his chamber, so carry on without me. Okay. Hi, Phoenix. You did well, Apollo. Can I ask you something? Sure. That locket you wear, is it really yours, Mr. Wright? I'm sure when I wet the victim's disappearing locket. Here, you can take a look at it. It's a picture of my daughter in there. Let me see. Oh, she's cute. I'm just surprised to hear you had a daughter. Most people are. Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days. One more question. When you cheated that night, was it you? What do you think? Huh? You know what happened 7 years ago? What I did. It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat. I never, honest, but it is odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years. One knows something. There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker. Eh? You see, poker is all about rating your opponent. That way, it's a lot like a court case. Poker is like trial law. Figure out what is your opponent thinking, what your opponent is thinking, and you win. Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds. I think not. Try as I might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. The body language become a valuable source of information. You're kidding. That witness, for instance, Miss O'Reilly. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Do you notice? No. Come on, who would notice that? Words, habits, twitches, it's all information for the reading. That's a secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass on the secret to you. But I'm not worthy. I mean, there's no way I'll pick up on these signals. No, you can do it. Huh? You just don't know it yet. What's he talking about? But you will, soon. Almost forgot. One more thing. About this case. You should know, I haven't told the truth to anyone yet. What? I knew it. I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power. My, power? I had no idea my gorgeous team were that special. It's time. Your trial begins now. Do your best. Okay. If you say so, Phoenix. I'll do my best. Okay. That's a very convenient point, so I will say we'll come back next time and see, what he's going on about. Because he got something up his sleeve, I don't know. He's being a little crafty guy. Now that he's not actually a lawyer, but he's still kind of being a lawyer, a little bit. Anyway, next time we come back to Justice, we will, continue and see where this case goes, because it's crazy. Alright, till next time.
Objection!